since I'm too bad to climb, how about I teach you how to play Pyke? So looking through the list of pro players who play Pyke, Aftershock is insanely common and pretty much the only thing that you take on him as a keystone. Besides that, the main things are Demolish and really focusing on Tenacity or Alt cooldown. Alternatively, you could focus on something like out of combat movement speed with the domination tree secondary. This is pretty much what I usually run because I'm bad, but it's alright. For starting items, the most common start is to just buy a relic shield and 2 potions. It's pretty good since you're melee, you can proc it really easily. Helps your AD in lane survive a little bit better, especially when you're playing poorly. However, in some matchups, it's not bad to actually start coin if you're worried that the enemy team is going to harass you down a lot. Like in this game, I'm against Jhin Fiddle, which is annoying. And in this game, I'm up against Ezreal and Lulu, which are both also very annoying to lane against as a melee. Also, the coin line provides a little bit of movement speed, which can help in roams and possibly in lane a little bit to run up on an opponent. Before we get any further, let's just go over Pyke's abilities real quick, and the shorthand I'm going to use to describe them quickly. Pyke's Q is what I'm just going to call a hook. So you throw the hook out, you pull an enemy towards you. His W is just his movement ability. You could say it's a speed up, mobility, whatever. His E is one of his big forms of disruption. And his ult, what can we call his little execute. And your passive is your survivability. Invading can usually be a pretty standard level 1 for you, as your Q makes it really easy to pull a target towards your team. The only thing you have to worry about is that your team is aware of what you're trying to do, and that the enemy team hasn't warded and found out where you guys are. If this happens, sometimes you can get a cheeky kill if they run to a corner where they're not expecting you to follow them. Or sometimes you have to go blindly back into your own jungle and hope you don't die. However, sometimes you also never get punished, and all you did was get a free ward on their jungle. Not many champions have such an impactful level 1 to level 2 power spike as you, so sometimes it can be really helpful to hit the creeps with your AD carry to try and get level 2 before the enemy team. Many times, this will allow you to apply pressure to the enemy team without even throwing an ability at them. If you choose to go for a coin start, it's not bad at all to get pushed in by the enemy, sit back, collect your coins, and just wait for an opportunity to present itself where you can take advantage of their poor positioning. Next up, roaming. One good thing to do on Pyke as soon as you can, usually when you get Moby boots, is to start roaming to other lanes to try and make an impact and help them win their lanes. However, sometimes this can go wrong if your team isn't coordinated or if you take too long to set everything up. Once you hit level 6, you can really start popping off by using your ult as an execute and killing enemies. Using it in tandem with all of your other abilities, you're able to pull enemies close to you, stun them, and then get the execute damage off, killing them and securing a kill for your team. Sometimes you can also use your ult just for damage instead of trying to secure a kill. Now, moving on to items. Generally, there are a couple of different variations you can do on the items to fit a little bit more damage into your kit. However, most people prefer to build more tanky so they can survive when they dive into the enemy team. Going boots of mobility is pretty standard, as the only other times you would take any other type of boots would take a very special circumstance depending on the enemy team. Always try to vary your builds so that you're doing your best to survive the enemy team while helping your team at the same time. Some items that are standard and pretty good against most teams are items such as Knight's Vow, Locket of the Iron Solari, and Zeke's Harbinger. Your main objective in teamfights is to ensure that it's never a 5v5. Pick off an opponent using your hook and try and secure a kill before the fight even starts. From then on, just peel for your carry and hope that they'll bring you to victory. Well, you hit your hooks and you kill the carry. You're a robot, so you can't show empathy. You'll never rust unless you get put under sea.